So, the Game Awards. Pretty big day for the Sonic community. We got both a trailer for Sonic Frontiers and the Sonic movie, and both of them look amazing. This is going to be a quick breakdown of Sonic Frontiers, and I'm just going to let the trailer play out, and I'll pause it every now and then to share my thoughts. So, the trailer picks up immediately where the last one left off. I have the teaser trailer on my channel. You can check that in the description. We see what Sonic was running from originally, and it's something underground that fires out what looks like thorns, or maybe underground metallic missiles. There seems to be a blend of machinery and nature here. I think it makes sense for the anniversary title to be a fusion of the original conflict in Sonic the Hedgehog, nature versus technology. As Sonic's running away, he hears a voice saying, "Sonic, this way." I've listened to it a few times. It doesn't appear to be Tails, and while it's similar to Amy, I don't think it's her either. We hear the voice again later, but this probably means Sonic has a new companion. Considering the obvious parallels people are going to make with Breath of the Wild, maybe this is going to be his Navi, or rather his version of Zelda, a new character that he needs to work with. However, the synopsis of the game also says that Sonic needs to save his friends, so maybe it is Tails and Amy, and maybe something happened to them. I'll talk more about this later on, but for now let's carry on with the trailer. And here we see Sonic using the same technique he used at the end of the teaser trailer, a digitized boost, if you will. Again, I'm going to touch on this later on, but there is a very interesting blend of cyberspace elements and the real world, or if we can even assume this is the real world. Again, we'll talk about it later. This part of the trailer ends without us seeing what Sonic was actually fighting, though he obviously does see it, given his reaction. And if you're amazed by the fidelity of his animations, like I was, it just means Studio Marza is finally being allowed to flex their muscles again. You may remember them from cutscenes for Unleashed, Sonic Night of the Werehog, which I think is their best work so far. There's no talking, but the animations, the visual storytelling is spot on. So if Marza is working on the game, and not just for this trailer, I'm going to be very excited. Especially since this will be the first time we get proper CG cutscenes in the Sonic games since Black Knight, if you want to count those 3 snippets, but Unleashed for the only real example. And right after that scene, we're shown a montage of the open world. This is probably blasphemous, but the first shot reminds me of the Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric reveal, and the second shot of the water reminds me of the place Sonic runs through in the Sonic 06 reveal trailer, so make of that what you will. The next shot we see, the one I've chosen to be a screenshot here, is the obligatory Breath of the Wild shot. This must have been intentional, surely. Though it does do a good job of showcasing the world. And we see that for the most part it does look like a real world, though there are clearly some structures for Sonic to run around in. We see a tower in the foreground and one in the far left, and they clearly have paths for Sonic to run up, so they'll be more fun than climbing up a wall. I mentioned before that there's going to be a few instances of technology in nature, and we can see those. We see some loops in the far back. We see a floating half diamond. It almost looks like a giant grey version of the Master Emerald that's been broken in half. We see a few paths underground, including a bridge. And obviously we see some other locations in the background, as I said, far left and also in the far right. And as with all open worlds, I'm almost certain this is going to be a if you can see it, you can go there sort of deal. We see a few more environments. Again, these call to mind stuff from Sonic Boom. And the shot I've used for the screenshot here, if you look in the foreground, there's a small structure. I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be a stand for people to attach their ships to or something. Boats, rather. The thing is, the pattern on it, the jagged lines seemingly at random, remind me an awful lot of the zap symbol that Sonic left in his wake at the end of the teaser trailer. So I'm wondering if it wasn't just some weird quirk of Sonic's new ability that he has now, but part of the world itself. Maybe both Power Source and whoever built the world came from the same place. We then see a nighttime shot, and those are definitely modern bridges. Maybe Eggman's been through here, maybe the Starfall Islands aren't just some lost civilization. So we see a few other shots. We see a flowery zone with what seem to be platforms in the far back. We see ruins again, also looking a bit like Rise of Lyric, just purely because they both have ruins as an aesthetic. We also see a path that's broken in the middle, but it still continues up and over into whatever structures in the background. So these do look like pathways, as you'd see in a Sonic level, just woven into the world. We see a close-up of the tower. Again, we see a spiral that leads to the top. We return to the CGI. Again, the voice says it's too dangerous, and the trailer cuts to the title screen. This is what I meant when I said I was going to get back to this, but I think it's possible that either the entirety of this game is in some sort of virtual reality. Maybe we saw those purplish lights on the missiles that attacked Sonic before. Maybe this is the Phantom Ruby again. Maybe all of this is taking place in a version of null space. Or maybe there's just parts of a digital world that is bleeding through into the real one. Sonic Boom had an episode about this, for example, where some digital characters were 3D printed into the real world. As for the voice that sounded like Tails and Amy, maybe they've been captured somehow and have been mushed together into this single digital entity that's talking to Sonic. It's a bit morbid, but there you go. As for the digital thing, even the title card looks like it's being displayed on a CRT screen and the background is digitalized. To finish the trailer, we get what appears to be, to use another Breath of the Wild analogy, this is either the equivalent of a Guardian or maybe even the final boss. We saw another large enemy that Sonic was running from at the start of the trailer, so maybe there are going to be multiple world bosses that Sonic needs to fight. As for this robot in particular, it doesn't look like something Eggman would make, and it actually looks like the biomes from Xenoblade 1. Something mechanical, but also there's clearly some natural aesthetics to it. The synopsis of the game says that this is a lost civilization that Eggman reactivated. Maybe it was a civilization that did find a harmony between technology and nature. We'll have to find out. To be frank, this is the most excited I've been for a game since Sonic Unleashed in 2008. This is clearly the highest budget Sonic team has been given since Unleashed. They have Ian Flynn writing the story for them, so already the expectations for the story are going to be much higher than they were in every game post Colors. And the world looks so vibrant. Again, it's with the obvious exception of Colors, which was intentionally made to be as wacky as possible. The most diverse world we've ever seen so far in a Sonic game, especially when you look at recent entries. So yeah, I'm very hyped for this. I hope to learn more, and I'm also glad that Sega's taking their time with it. They are completely missing the anniversary, and that's wonderful. I'm glad they're doing it. Hopefully this means they are going to give all of their time and attention to this, and they're not just going to spend all of their time on a graphics engine and just make the anniversary title in a year. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you think, and naturally this is the point where I say please like, share, subscribe, and comment and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm very excited. I actually made a video about Sonic Forces a while back, and one of the things I hoped they'd keep from Forces was a more serious story instead of just going back to just wacky one-liners and stuff as they had in Lost World and Colors, and that part seems to have stuck, so I'm very, very happy. And in my previous Sonic Frontiers video, I also discussed a potential version of levels using the open world, and that seems to be something they've worked on as well. I'll leave those in the description as well. Thank you all for watching, and as always, have a great day.